Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, so today I am showing you the set list, the card list, all the cards, kind of, from Dragonstorm. This is an upcoming mini set in Japan. We don't know exactly how it's going to be released. It might be part of our Forbidden Light set, or it might not. We will have to wait and see how we get this, but a poster was revealed in Japan yesterday, and I thought, right, let's have a little look. Let's see what we can see. Now, it was sent to me by a couple people over Twitter, ADVGYM and Mouse Commission Open. Both sent it over, and Mouse Commission Open then did find the actual tweet where it was unofficially, originally revealed. So shout out to those lovely people. And there were a whole bunch of you that did help me to find the last couple of cards. I will pop some Twitter handles up at the end of the video so we can thank all those lovely people properly. So, without further ado, let's go and have a look at exactly what's in this set, along with one notable omission. Now, first of all, we see that we have a Charizard line. Charizard is a great Pokemon. Charizard is the most famous Pokemon that isn't Pikachu. It's the most famous of the Dragon Pokemon. So in a set themed around Dragon Pokemon, it shouldn't particularly surprise you that we're getting a Charizard line. We see a Victini Prism Star here. We've had a few Victini, we've never had a Prism Star. Now, of course, Victini often tends to have abilities. We've seen the Fliptini, which has been really released twice. It allows you to reflip those coin flips when you attack. But it's a Prism Star, it's one per deck. Hopefully it's going to be pretty good. But we don't have any news. We are getting a Darmanitan, and it is in fact the first Darmanitan which has actually been revealed in quite some time. So, new Darmanitan, always good. We're getting a new HEATMOR, which is interesting, because HEATMOR generally is paired with Durant. Those two make a nice little pair in the Pokemon world. We're not getting a Durant in this particular set. Hey ho. Can't win them all. We are getting a Reshiram-GX. Now, we have got a partial reveal of this. We don't know a huge amount about it, but we do know a little bit. I did do a video about Reshiram-GX, so, well, and all the GXs. Check that one out. I'll pop a link in the description. We know that we are getting a new SALAZZLE line. Now, we've had a few SALAZZLEs revealed recently. It's been in a bunch of sets, and suffice it to say, there's a very good chance it is going to be focused around special conditions they generally tend to be. We are getting a new Kingdra, but interestingly enough, we're actually getting a Kingdra and a Kingdra-GX. We're getting both of those. Again, these pictures are way too small for us to know what Kingdra does, but it's interesting we're getting a regular and a GX. We are getting a Gyarados here, but one thing we can tell, as small as this picture is, that Gyarados has an ability. Now, we have no idea what it does, but anytime we see a Pokemon like Gyarados, who's had interesting cards in the past, even the most recent one from Crimson Invasion was very interesting, and then we see there's an ability, I can't tell you what it does, but I can tell you I have very high hopes for this particular Gyarados. Maybe I will be proven wrong, but hey-ho. And the most recent one was Burning Shadows. It wasn't Crimson Invasion. We are seeing a new Lapras. It's probably not going to be terribly exciting. We are seeing a new QUAGSIRE. Again, not often terribly exciting, but we can live in hope, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing a new CORSOLA. Again, CORSOLA cards are rarely particularly exciting, so sorry about that. But we're also seeing a new MILOTIC. And MILOTIC is very, very often good. The one from Primal Clash was pretty gosh darned exciting. The one before that came around in Flashfire was pretty exciting. So, a little bit of hope here. We're seeing a new Wishiwashi, although it has an ability, and I get a funny feeling this Wishiwashi's ability is just going to be schooling, just like we saw on the Wishiwashi from Guardians Rising. I could be wrong, but I feel fairly strongly, I really do think it's going to have the same ability here, so it's probably not going to be exciting. We have a Flygon line coming. Now, there are a bunch of dragons, and another thing to notice as we're looking at this, you've got dragons, you've got water Pokemon, you've got fire Pokemon. That is all you get, ladies and gentlemen, which is very interesting, because where we saw the Dragon Storm pack, it had fire, water, and dragon symbols on the bottom, and I said it's going to be probably themed around those types. The only one that doesn't fit those types is Swablu, which is a colorless Pokemon, but then again, it has to be a colorless Pokemon, because Swablu is only flying, but evolves into the dragon type Altaria. So we didn't really have a choice about Swablu. So we do see a Flygon line here, and we see a Dragonite-GX, and of course we should be expecting this, because the video I did about new GXs did feature a Dragonite-GX. We don't have a full list of what Dragonite-GX does, but suffice it to say, it's probably going to be moderately exciting. Certainly what we've seen so far should give you hope. I don't know if it's going to be an amazing card, and these are both stage 2s, but I do think there is a little bit of hope for it. There is an Altaria, which of course we knew was coming because I just told you about the old Swablu thing. And the dragons are a little bit blurrier than I would like, but we can see that there is a Druddigon coming, another Pokemon that seems to have been kind of ignored for quite a while in the Pokemon trading card game, but we're getting a new Druddigon, so, you know, good news if you like Druddigon, I suppose. We are getting what looks like a regular KYUREM and a white KYUREM EX. Once again, absolutely no news on what they do, but it's a basic GX. And anytime we have a basic GX, it gives me a little bit of hope, because maybe it's not going to take too much to get it rolling. We have what looks like a 50% ZYGARDE, which is of course interesting, because we only just talked about a new 50% ZYGARDE that's going to be coming in Forbidden Light. We have something I was not expecting to see for a while. We have a Dragon-type Turtonator coming along. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Dragon-type Turtonator. And these have been kind of interesting, the Turtonator cards. We've got another Drampa coming along. Drampa, I'm going to be honest, hasn't had the greatest level of success so far, but as I've said for a few of these, a man can dream. And we get a Kommo-o line. Now, Kommo-o has actually been fairly spectacularly bad in the card game so far. The Kommo-o cards we've had have not been terribly expiring. The GX is one of the worst GXs we've actually had since, well, Sun and Moon came out and we were introduced to GXs. So, little bit sad, but you never know. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in terms of the trainer cards, it's even more difficult to figure out what they are, but we know we're getting a reprint of Aqua Patch. We know we're getting a reprint of Kiawe, and in sets which are focused around water and fire Pokemon, this shouldn't be a surprise. We're also getting a reprint of Devoured Field. It does more damage for Dragon Pokemon, and we're getting a reprint of Brooklet Hill. Again, all should be kind of expected, to be honest. Now, David Hockman has predicted that 2 of the trainers are going to be Dragon Claw and Dragon Fang. Given that it's a dragon set and the artwork looks about right, I don't think we can blame him for that. And there are some other predictions. A bunch of people, including Tom Cole, said that there is a Blaine supporter there. He also predicted Zinnia and Lance Prism Star, which is quite interesting. Jess Alakazam also said Blaine, Zinnia, and Lance Prism Star. And given that a bunch of people made that prediction on my Twitter, I think it's fair to say that that's a fairly good shout. Now, there is one stadium there that we don't know what it is. Willa Volcano Park is the best guess here, because that is, of course, where you find a bunch of these Pokemon that are featured in this set. No guarantee, but it looks a little bit like it might be that Volcano Park. I am willing to go for that. And to be honest, that would give us all but this weird rubber ring card. So actually, if our predictions are all correct, oh, there is a second Victini. I should have mentioned this earlier. This card here, it looks to be a second Victini. Judging by the placement of the cards, that seems to be the only thing it can be. So that actually means we've figured out all but this weird rubber ring thing, which I'm calling it now. It's going to have something to do with easier retreat. Now, of course, there's one giant omission here, and that is no double Dragon Energy. We've talked about double Dragon Energy in a couple of videos lately, and as far as I'm concerned at this stage, we're not getting a reprint of double Dragon Energy. Because if we were getting a reprint of Double Dragon Energy, it would be in this Dragon Focus set, where the majority of the cards are Dragon, and it looks like we're getting a reprint of Devoured Field, plus a couple of Dragon Focus trainer cards. If we're actually not getting any of these, I think it's fair to assume at this stage that we're just not getting a reprint of Double Dragon Energy. I'd love to be wrong, that would be awesome, but I think at this stage it really is starting to look like we're not getting that reprint. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I apologise, but it's not really me, it's Pokemon. So that seems to be the entire set list from Dragon Storm. If you think I've made a mistake identifying any of these cards, please let me know. And of course, I want to hear your predictions in the comment section. Tell me what you think some of these cards might do. Tell me which ones you are most excited about. Go nuts! But be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, you can do so over at patreon.com/PTCGRadio. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.